Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Light of Shaya. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. I hope you enjoy the content, and welcome back to those of you who are returning. I simply want to say thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. So today I'm bringing you a pick a card reading, basically what is the unseen that's coming your way, the unexpected. I've gone ahead and pulled cards from the Moonology Tarot, Moonology Oracle, the Soul's Journey Oracle, and then once again I'm using the new decks that I got, the Prisma Vision, Cosma Vision, and Light Vision Tarot, to get into the message, to essentially see what's coming up. So there will be advice, how you got to the current circumstances and what the outcome will be. And of course, depending on what the message is, the advice will essentially help you get along if you like what you're hearing, or it'll be advice to kind of like course correct if you're not liking what you're seeing, essentially. So as always, there will be timestamps located down below, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that clip here right now so you guys can go ahead and pick your piles. Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to your pile selection. So from left to right, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Do trust your intuition when it comes to selecting a pile. Of course, there may be multiple messages contained within this pick a card reading for you. So if you are drawn to more than one pile, feel free to check that one out. It likely has a message for you. So feel free to take a moment here to meditate on your stacks, and I will see you at your corresponding piles. Alrighty, hello and welcome, pile 1. If this is the pile that resonated with you most, this is going to be your reading. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up for you. So we have from the Moonology Oracle, Surrender to the Divine, Full Moon. This is pretty important given the fact that we just had that full moon in Virgo, which was a pretty important full moon for releasing. And interestingly enough, here we have the card Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay, very interesting. From the Prisma Vision Oracle, here we have the Devil, Capricornian energy. We have the Five of Pentacles, okay. And then we have the King of Pentacles. All right, so we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn's coming out pretty strongly here with the Devil. So this is the current set of circumstances, or essentially what's led you to the place where you're at now. For advice, we have here from the Light Visions Tarot, the Knight of Pentacles. More Virgo energy here. The Magician, Gemini, Virgo again. The Knight of Chalices, or the Knight of Cups. Okay, very interesting. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming out with this Knight. We have two Knights here for advice, which means taking definitive action, right? The Magician is also somebody who does. For the outcome here, we have the Ace of Birds, or the Ace of Swords. We have here the Two of Embers, or the Two of Wands. And we have the Seven of Embers, the Seven of Wands. Alrighty, pile 1, so let's go ahead and see here. So of course, with this Moonology card here, Surrender to the Divine, I sense here that likely you guys have been maybe trying to work on creating something, but it hasn't planned out the way you've expected it to. And essentially what you're going to be doing, what you're not seeing coming, is that you're going to basically let something go permanently, or if it's meant for you, essentially you're learning that whatever is meant for you will come in time. It's just a matter of time before it shows up, if it is indeed meant for you, right? We have the Failure card, which says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So I feel like a lot of you guys will be soon realizing why things have played out the way they have in your life. If there has been certain things, as I said, that haven't come to fruition, right? You've been trying to create or manifest, or really just trying to diligently work through something. Essentially, you're going to be coming to peace, to terms with whatever this is. For some of you, this could have been a failure at a job, a failure in a love connection, or maybe you've been trying to, as I said, do something, whatever it may be. Maybe it's in love or money, or relationships with family, or something along those lines. And I think you're finally kind of just saying, you know what, I've had enough of trying to control the situation. I'm simply just going to lay back, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, right? So here we have the Devil, right? Capricornian energy. So with the Devil here, this could be an addiction, of course. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be obsession as well. And the Devil also represents lust at times. What's really interesting is this particular Devil comes out very differently than traditional decks, because it's just an autumnal forest, right? You can kind of see here how, okay, here we go, that's better. So you can kind of see here how it's an autumnal forest. This setting is it's almost like a release, right? The devil oftentimes does speak of a conscious decision to release something, right? So maybe there was some sort of toxic behavior or pattern that you may have had. This could have been a form of codependency here with the Five of Pentacles, right? Maybe you felt abandoned by somebody, or maybe there was a job loss or money loss here, and you've been trying to hold on to something for dear life, right? It's really interesting because even this King of Pentacles seems to be holding on. It's like he's trying to take the bull by the horns here. If you can kind of see how tightly gripped his hands are around those horns. It's likely there's been something that you've been trying to likely even work to letting go, right? You've been working actively, it looks like, to let go of something that didn't feel right to you anymore, right? With the Five of Pentacles, this is a sense of codependency, abandonment, right? Someone who's left out in the cold, who just feels sad by a loss, right? This could have been a financial loss, of course, and with the devil here, it's, like I said, it's an unwillingness to let go. I see this here with the King of Pentacles as well, an unwillingness to let go of something. And I think that's exactly what you're going to be doing within the near future here, which you're not seeing. Maybe you've been struggling to let go of something, and you're finally coming to terms with it, right? So for the advice here, which is really fascinating here, is we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck. It's somebody who takes things one day at a time, very method, process oriented, right? Somebody who is very dedicated to whatever it is. So it's likely that maybe if something hasn't panned out the way you would hope it to have, you're going to simply just be taking things a day at a time, or at the very least, that's the advice that you have at this time. Is if there is something that you want to create, maybe it's a financial situation, here with the Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. With the devil, I mean, this could be something else. I mean, the devil could sometimes often represent sexual desire as well. So maybe if you haven't been having as much fun in the bedroom with your partner, or just in general, right, you feel like there's a lack thereof of sexual intimacy, I feel like you're going to be, in a sense, letting this go and letting God, right? If it's meant for you, it'll come. With the Magician here, especially paired with this full moon, I'm getting the sense that there is something hidden in the depths that you're not really aware of. This may be something subconscious, or if you're dealing with the person, you're not aware of something that this person has been struggling with. It's almost like this person created an illusion of some sort, right? So I'm being guided to say be mindful of the people around you, especially if your intuition is already kind of sparked something and you're like, I don't know if I can trust this person. Trust your gut when it comes to that, okay? Trust your gut when it comes to that. That's a big piece of advice here, because you can see how this person, this Magician, actually has a little figure. It's very hard to see here, but he's holding a little figure there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's a little person, right, that he's kind of just like playing around like a puppet master, essentially, right? Now, what I am feeling here is that another piece of advice is if you truly do want something in your life, continue to move one day at a time. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't stress out about it. Focus more on what you have, and if there is an aspect of your life where things are a little bit dim, something that you would like to be, like a void that needs to be filled, it's something that you need to work out one day at a time here. With the Knight of Chalices, this is another really beautiful card. Advice is saying, follow your heart, lead with your heart. Do whatever it is you want to create from a heart space, right? We have two cards here which speak of forward movement, right? The Knights are on a mission. They are dedicated to doing something, right? They take action in the real world. So if there is, perhaps some of you, what's really interesting is, I'm also getting the sense here that if some of you have been feeling stuck financially or feeling stuck in life in general, what you're going to end up doing is actually releasing this idea, because I feel like maybe some of you with the Devil and the Five of Pentacles feel like you're not good enough for something. And I think you're finally letting go of this, and you're going to realize with the Failure card here, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. In a sense, you're letting go of past failures, right? You're letting go of things that have weighed heavy on your heart or heavy on your mind, and you're finally freeing yourself from something, which is absolutely beautiful, right? Especially here with what's coming up, the outcome here, we have the Ace of Birds. You're going to have an absolute moment of clarity here. An absolute moment of clarity, which is going to help you move forward. Here we have the Two of Embers, which is the Two of Wands, right? Which is about expectations, planning. It's prayer, right? Doing your day-to-day activities, in particular in business or travel, things along those lines. But in this particular deck, it's very fascinating to me because I actually see a circle of people. Maybe some of you have been feeling a little bit left out in the cold in general, maybe feeling a little bit like a misfit or an outcast, not really being able to connect with people. And I mean, given the current circumstances, it is a little bit harder, right, to connect with people given the pandemic, and this whole last year has been pretty crazy in this regards. I get the sense here, though, there is going to be a moment of clarity within the near future that's going to help you out a lot, and it's going to put you into a state of absolute celebration. You can see how happy these people are dancing around the fire. This is a sense of community. You may even be coming into contact with people who can help you achieve whatever this goal is. And this is in the outcome. So what is necessary here is there's something that needs to definitely be let go of. And just embrace the change, right? Surrender to the divine. Understand that if something hasn't played out the way you wanted it to, it's okay. Something better is on the way, a whole lot better. And what's really fascinating to me here is that we have the Seven of Embers, right? And this card is traditionally, you know, the Seven of Wands, resistance, or fighting to stand your ground, standing your ground, fighting off people, right? But in this particular deck, note the freedom that comes from this. I think you guys, not only are you going to come to a moment of clarity on your own, maybe it's something that somebody else says, but I think you're starting to, for one, I'm getting two different messages from this card. This is you, the Phoenix. It's like you're rising from the ashes where something had failed, or something made you feel likely not worthy of, or a lack thereof, in whatever regards it is. This could be monetary or in love, I'm sensing here with the Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. For some of you, this could also be, as I said, in the bedroom with the devil, right? Maybe you feel like your sex life has been a little lackluster, interestingly enough. With this particular card, I feel like you guys are going to stumble across a piece of information. I can't help but note the book that this Phoenix is rising out of. I think there's a piece of information maybe somebody will give you that is going to help you move forward in your life. And in addition to this, you're this Phoenix, you're rising from the ashes. You're actually moving towards a place where you're going to overcome any of these challenges. What may have appeared to be difficult and fraught with things that were fraught with difficulties here with the Five of Pentacles, right? Trying to hold on for dear life, really just trying your hardest, your darndest to do something. You're going to be able to let go and manifest something even more beautiful than what you anticipate with these cards. You're coming into a place of harmony here with the Two of Embers. I can't help but notice the happiness in this deck. I think you're going to feel a sense of unity. And with the Ace of Swords, as I said, and the Seven of Embers, there is a moment of clarity here, or a piece of information that you're going to stumble across that's going to help you do what it is that you need to do, or that you feel that you want, right? Be mindful of certain individuals, as I said, though, with the Magician. Either this, or this is also basically saying you're going to learn. If you haven't been able to determine whether a person is good or bad, or not good for you, or, you know, things like that, you're gonna see this very clearly, and you're gonna know, that's why that happened. Oh, now it all makes sense, and you're gonna free yourself in a way, right? This Magician can come off as very manipulative, right? He's creating an illusion, and he's playing with this person in his hands. And I think your moment of clarity here is gonna free you up to a new idea, to a new place, right? If this is in love, and maybe you dealt with a person who did leave you out in the cold, I feel like you're overcoming this, and it's like you're a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? If this is in regards to work, same thing. I think you're going to have a moment of clarity that's going to allow you to flow more easily in your life, plan more easily. You may be, you know, it's really interesting. I keep getting drawn to the book, so some of you may be journaling or writing a book or something like that, right? And it's going to empower you. Like the amount of freedom that comes from this card is absolutely beautiful, pile one. So that's essentially what's coming up, what's in the unexpected for you, and now you're kind of aware about it. And so if you're going through this somewhat difficult transition, heed the advice here. Take things one day at a time. Continue to empower yourself and follow your heart wherever it may lead you, right? Just be mindful of the people that your gut's telling you, like, hey, maybe this person isn't exactly all they're saying they are to be, right? So that's pretty much going to wrap up the message. If you guys felt this reading resonated, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys. And of course, if you did enjoy the reading, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care. Alrighty, hello and welcome pile 2. If this is the pile that resonated with you most, this is going to be your reading. So from the Moonology Oracle cards here, we have a new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Alright, interesting. Here we have, from the Soul's Journey, health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Beautiful. There's a lot of green here already. It's really interesting if you note these two cards, the green colors. So there may be something associated with the heart chakra here as well. Okay, let me just pull the cards because I'm already like getting some of the message here. So the current set of circumstances are basically what has led you to this unexpected event. We have here the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. And we have the Empress. Oh my goodness. Pile 2, the Empress, Taurus and Libra here. So Taurus is coming through very strongly. My goodness, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, pile 2. This is this is very different from pile 1. So for advice, essentially, if you like what you see, heed this advice. It goes either way. If you don't like what you see, we'll kind of essentially, I'll pick up on which one or the other it is. But here we have the Empress again, which is beautiful. You have the Empress twice here. This is a really big deal. Here we have the Seven of Swords. Very interesting. Okay. And we have the Lovers. Okay, Gemini energy. Okay, so this is the Prisma Vision Tarot here, and this is the Light Vision Tarot. And then from the Cosmovision Oracle cards here, we have the Shore. The mirror card of this is the Tower. We have Karma, or the Justice card. Wow. And here we have the Six of Lotuses, or the Six of Cups. Wow, this is beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Okay, so I'm actually going to read out of the book for the Shore here in just a moment. But before I do that, let's get into the rest of the reading, because this is the outcome essentially, and it's actually a really good thing. So, pile 2. A time to give rather than take, right? What's really fascinating to me is that obviously this card at face value says it's time to give to others rather than take from them. And I do feel that you're going to be doing this, yes. But I feel that you're going to be giving to yourself more in these next, I want to say like 30 days. So for whatever reason, that number came up. So this could be something that spans out within the next month. A time to give rather than take, right? Some of you could also be dealing with the Virgo, since we do have it on the board here. And with the Health card, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Nine of Pentacles, the Empress twice, is really screaming to me that you're taking care of yourself. You're owning it. You value yourself. You know your value. You know your worth. You take care of yourself. You nurture yourself, right? And of course, those people in your surroundings. I feel like you're in such an empowered state, pile 2, that you're going to be impacting the people around you as well as a result of that. Because when you're vibrant and giving to yourself, and you filled your own cup internally, you're able to give to other individuals as well. And I'm sensing here you're going to have some pretty big impact on the people surrounding you, because they see you. You're a light in this world, right? So what got us to the current set of some circumstances, Nine of Pentacles Empress is screaming to me, you're owning your stuff. You are just owning it. You are in an abundant place. You can provide for yourself. You have no fears in regards to your self-worth, your value as an individual. And there's that energy is priceless. That you can't put a price tag on that, right? Then we have the Hierophant here. So some of you have been maybe seeking guidance here with the Hierophant, or maybe working on a job, maybe creating your own foundation here. Seeking guidance, right, with the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is also a card of faith. So some of you could be dealing with a religious organization, a job of some sort here, where you're just owning your stuff, right? And with the Empress here, again, owning your stuff. This is the divine feminine energy and all of its power. This is all the queens combined in one. The Empress rules over queens. So it's like you've come into a place of such deep and absolute empowerment, and it impacts the other individuals to do the same, because you're a shining light, right? I mean, people see you as this star, as this free being, and that's absolutely beautiful, pile 2. Like, I'm proud of you guys. This is some of the best energy I've seen in a while for some of my readings. There's nothing quite like loving and valuing yourself, because when you do that, when you fill your own cup, you can help other people as well. So for the advice here, what's really fascinating is basically with the Empress's card here, again, it's saying keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep valuing yourself, keep acknowledging your self-worth. Bow to nobody, and not from a stubborn place, but rather from a place of knowing that you deserve nothing but the best in life. What's really interesting, that's a little bit of a trip up here, is the Seven of Swords, right? Seven of Swords is shirking responsibilities. It's someone who's sneaky, lying, deceit, right? Running away from something. So especially followed by the Lovers here, Gemini. Some of you could be running away from a love connection because you simply don't want to deal with it at this time. And I mean, given the fact that you're in the Empress state, I don't sense that that's a bad thing, right? Maybe some of you are avoiding love for a reason. Maybe you're loving yourself so much you don't feel the need to have a connection right now. And that's totally fine. Okay, the Seven of Swords is also kind of like a heads up. It's really interesting because this message came up in pile 1 as well. In this same exact position, the Magician was present, and it shows somebody manipulating like a puppet master kind of thing. So be mindful of the people around you, right? I think you already have an intuitive sense about who you can or cannot trust. And so this is just kind of bringing that to your awareness. If you have a gut feeling about somebody, trust it, right? The Seven of Swords is also advising you to work in secrecy. Sometimes we want to lay all of our cards on the table to people, and it could actually put a hinder on our creative abilities, on our ability to manifest and create. So if there's a project, or if there's something that you're very passionate about, and not a lot of people know about it, maybe keep it that way, right? Because it's your own project, it's your own thing to do. Continue to be selfish with your energy, in a sense. It's really interesting how we have this weird dynamic playing out here of the Seven of Swords and a time to give rather than take, right? Because Seven of Swords is the opposite of a person who gives. I get the sense here that it is a time to give, but be selective with the individuals that you give to, right? You don't want takers in your life. You want people who balance you out as well. If you feel that a person is draining your energy, it's best to keep them at arm's length. Now, if they empower you and they give you that spark of joy, or they make you feel good and vice versa, then that's an excellent connection to have. With the Lovers card, again, this could be in dealings with love, perhaps. Maybe you do have a partner that, and there's a little bit of an avoidance of an issue here. And if that is the case, perhaps it's not the right time to have a conversation in regards to this. And things are going to be changing drastically in the future if that's the case. But with this particular card, this card also speaks of union, right? It's the twins merge. We can see this couple dancing here. And the Lovers is often a choice to love oneself as well, to align with the higher self, right? It's saying to yourself, do what's right for you, what feels good to you, right? Value yourself first and foremost. And when you do that, that's when love can come in if you are trying to manifest this pile 2. Now we have the Shore and the Karma card here, or the Tower and the Justice card. This combination of cards does speak of divine intervention. There is something coming up for you, which is obviously unexpected here. If somebody has done you wrong in the past, pile 2, this person is meeting their karma in a very, very just manner from the divine, straight from the divine. This is divine intervention, right? Sometimes you see your just due as a good thing, and other times it's a thing that makes you feel terrible, right? And so if you were dealing with a person who had harmed you or wronged you in the past, know that that person is coming to justice here, right? Karma works basically whenever we do something to someone. That information is stored in the Akashic Records. Archangel Metatron is the one who's in charge of the Akashic Records of planet Earth. And so essentially that information is stored in the Akashic Records. And eventually that energy comes back down to that person, and they get impacted by another individual in the same way that you were impacted by them. And that is karmic justice, right? So that person can learn the lesson that they needed to, especially if they inflicted that harm on you. And the only way that karma can truly be released for this individual is if you forgive them freely. And sometimes that, of course, is one of the more difficult things to do. Now, I'm getting a couple different messages here in this regards, because for some of you, you're going to have a massive event that comes into your life that's going to be a beautiful turn of events. Like, things are already perfect here. But here with the Six of Cups, this could be with the past person, maybe re-emerging, somebody re-emerging from the past that you were not expecting to ever see again. This could also be a past life soulmate that's coming in, and you and them do have some karma to work through due to past life experiences. However, I feel like it's not so much on your behalf, but more on behalf of the other person, interestingly enough. But there's a re-emergence here of feelings, right? If some of you have been running away from your feelings with the Seven of Swords and the Lovers here, you're going to get in touch with your emotions again in a brand new, magnificent way. And this is being divinely guided, okay? So I'm actually going to read out of the book for this. So the Shore. Turbulence, unfamiliar place. When the darkness subsides, you find yourself on a foggy beach. Confused, you look around and see nothing familiar. Did you make the wrong choice? The shore seems of another world. Fire rains from the sky and the air smells of soot. In the distance you see a graveyard of broken ships. You travel towards the ships, unsure of what you are looking for or who you even are. As the waves pummel the cosmic floor, the heaviness that hangs in the air creeps in your mind. Why are you here? The shore is the rock bottom of the spirit plane. If this card has appeared in the wake of a disaster, do not let your sudden upheaval define you. While your current territory may be unfamiliar, underneath the crashing waves of the shore sleeps the world you know well. Change is a part of breaking new ground, and some transitions can be harder than others. Take the time you need to adjust to your new reality. Find daily comforts and embrace what you can of the familiar. It will make the unfamiliar feel more like home. As I said, this shore is an unexpected event. It's going to come in very suddenly in your life, and you're not seeing this coming. But I'm not sensing this is necessarily a bad tower moment. I'm sensing this is somehow very empowering with the Karma and Six of Cups here. It's like you're emerging to a new way of life. It's almost like you're achieving a new form of enlightenment, maybe like an ascension process here with the Karma card. And with the Six of Cups, it's an emergence of something old. It's like a rebirth of some sort. It's like something that maybe you were missing or felt was not present in your life will be made clear to you. I just can't help but notice the way this lotus has sprouted out in like a very sudden way. You can see how the water's splashing up. It's like this lotus finally was able to push its way through, and it's like it's a breath of fresh air, and it's also, this is beautiful. Like it's like you're re-emerging. I'm actually going to read the Karma card because I'm a little bit curious about what the book says. Honesty, restoring balance. Karma is universal justice. It can never be controlled and will always restore the balance in all things. It is at the core of why we are brought together with people in our lives. Karma is like a complex knot you are trying to undo. We all start with an unknotted string, and as life goes on, we have more karmic debt to untie. Karma brings clarity and truth, cause and effect. It is invisible to the naked eye, but is what tips the scales and what morphs universal coincidences into cosmic enlightenment. Karma is a card that asks for brutal honesty. It is easy to convince yourself that you have not wronged, but we all have. It is a part of being human. Don't be afraid to try and mend broken relationships. The actions you take now will ripple far into the future. On the other side of it, if you feel you have been wrong, karma will eventually restore balance. In the end, it is always the ultimate truth that is rewarded in kind. Be truthful with yourself. Others will be truthful with you. Exactly. That's exactly what I was picking up on. As I said, if there have been people who have wronged you in the past, these people are meeting their karmic justice, and you're going to be able to see it happen somehow, some way. You may not hear it directly from the person, some of you will, but others of you, I'm sensing you're going to hear it from somebody else, or you're going to see it somehow. Maybe it's on social media, or a friend of a friend mentioned something and you happen to hear it. It's going to be different for everybody. But in a sense, it's like you're going to see karmic justice done. And you're going to feel freed from this because it's like, oh, you know, I worked so hard to get myself into this empress state, to really value myself, right? To learn about my life, to learn who I am because of the wrong other people have done me. And you've struggled to do this, right? The empress isn't an easy energy to obtain. It's something that is cultivated over time. And you're going to see this karmic justice happen. Now, of course, if you're on the opposite end and you're the one that have harmed somebody, although I'm not sensing that in this case, there may be sometimes we do harm people unintentionally, and yes, karma does sometimes bite us in the butt, but you will know, like deep down, whether or not that is your case, right? Most people don't actively look to harm other individuals, but when they do, it's very clear-cut and dry, and that person, whoever that may be, for you, is coming to some sort of karmic justice, and this will emerge, just like this lotus is emerging from the mud, right? Something brand new will be rebirthed. Now, for some of you, if you had left a connection in the past, or somebody had left you, they are coming back with the Six of Lotuses. Just as a heads up, it's very likely that they will come back. Remember, trust your intuition when it comes to this. And I get the sense here with the Seven of Swords, if this is the case in a very powerful love connection, you may simply just ghost this person or not entertain them. You're being selfish with your energy, which I feel is the right thing to do if this person has harmed you. Now, if you want to forgive this person and if you trust that what they're doing is actually correct, that's completely up to you. But I'm going to leave that to your best judgment. Okay, pile two? But anyway, that's going to wrap up the reading here. If you guys did feel this reading resonated, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys. And of course, if you enjoyed this reading, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care. Hello and welcome, Pile 3. If Pile 3 is a pile that resonated with you most, this is going to be your reading. So from the Moonology Oracle cards here, we have Expect Powerful Change, New Moon Eclipse. Wow. This is really big, Pile 3. What you're not seeing coming is powerful, powerful change. We have the Self-Esteem card. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I get such a deep, warm feeling from the Self-Esteem card right now. Maybe some of you haven't been valuing yourself as individuals, and there's going to be something that comes into your life, likely, that you're obviously not seeing coming, that's going to make you feel so empowered, and you're going to value yourself so much more as a result. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So here we have the Two of Pentacles from the Prisma Vision Tarot, the Two of Chalices, or the Two of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Okay, so these are basically the current circumstances, what has led you to the point where you're at now, and why what is unseen is coming, essentially, right? From the Light Vision Tarot here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is essentially advice, okay? Depending on whether or not the outcome is for the better, we'll see. I'll interpret the cards according to what the message comes out here. We have the Page of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with the Self-Esteem card here. From the Cosmovision Tarot here, we have the Unknown. The Mirror card is the Judgment. We have the Six of Birds, which is the Six of Swords again. Whoa, and we have number 15 here, the Vessel, which is also the Devil. It's a very beautiful card, though. This artwork is incredible. These two major arcana are a pretty big deal. There's something massive coming, Pile 3. Something very massive coming that you're not seeing, of course, but it's empowering. It's empowering. Whatever this situation is absolutely empowering. I'm actually going to be reading out of the book for the Unknown and the Vessel card a little bit later, but essentially, obviously, with the Moonology card here, starting off the reading here, there's something massive coming your way, Pile 3. I feel like maybe some of you have already been anticipating this coming, but you haven't seen it yet, but it's on its way, okay? Especially if you've been feeling a little bit out of sorts, is what I'm picking up on, especially with the Self-Esteem card. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So there's a couple different interpretations that I'm getting here. The primary one is that you're going to see your value and your worth in a brand new light. Something that you didn't recognize was a gift of yours is going to come to light. And in addition to this, you're going to see how you can help other people through these issues, likely, right? So what set up the current set of circumstances for you here, we have the Two of Pentacles, right? Priorities, balancing life, trying to take things one day at a time, and essentially figuring out your priorities, right? Sometimes certain priorities take more importance over others, and so you've kind of been juggling here, right? Now, the Two of Pentacles can speak of a decision, so there may be a decision that you have made here with the Two of Chalices regarding a love connection, right, with the Two of Cups. And what's really interesting here is we have the Six of Swords, right? Which is a moving away from the situation. So maybe some of you may have made a decision to leave a soulmate behind, right? Given the fact that the Two of Cups is here, and then we have the Six of Swords. Now, what's really fascinating to me is if you are in a connection and you haven't left this person behind, there's two messages I'm getting here. Some of you did make a conscious decision to leave somebody behind because you felt they weren't good for you, which is understandable. On the other hand, for others of you who are couples who have been staying together and working through things together, I see you guys transitioning here. We see two butterflies moving along this bridge, and it's both of you coming to a brand new stage in the relationship. Maybe some of you had arguments with your partner or something like that, and you're finally letting it go. You're like freeing yourself from it. You're saying to each other, we need to find a better place for us to be in, because this is not okay, essentially, right? We need to figure out what we want to do with each other, and transforming together, right? That's what butterflies are about, transformation. So some advice for you here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Keep doing you, Pile 3. Keep focusing on your day-to-day life. You can note how this particular individual here is busy watering her flowers, taking care of her work, taking care of her environment, really just putting day-to-day efforts in your day-to-day life, right? Now, with the Page of Swords here, this could be in regards to keeping your guard up, Page of Swords can sometimes indicate defensiveness. So there may be a situation here where you may need to defend yourself a little bit, right? Especially here paired with the Five of Pentacles. Maybe some of you have been dealing with a work situation, and there may have been difficulties in terms of like money concerns with the Five of Pentacles, and it's saying that everything is going to be okay. With the Page of Swords, if it's not defensiveness, it's saying open your mind to a new possibility. It's time to learn again, essentially. It's time for you to study something. If there is something of interest, in particular with work, because I can't help but notice how this Page of Swords is looking at the Eight of Pentacles, this is essentially saying learn, right? Your craft. Learn your craft. What is it that you love to do, and learn it, right? And do it. With the Five of Pentacles, it's tied in here with the self-esteem card. Oftentimes the Five of Pentacles can indicate not only a poverty consciousness, of course, but it's also a lack of self-worth. If you aren't valuing yourself, within the near future here, there's going to be something incredible coming your way that's going to help you see your beauty in a brand new light, something that you did not, of course, see coming. So we have here the Unknown card, as I said, the Judgment card. The Six of Birds, which again is a moving on from a difficult situation, right? We have the Six of Swords present twice now, so that's pretty big. And we have the Vessel here, which is Devil energy, Capricornian energy. This is the only sign we have on the board currently, so some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. So I'm actually going to read out of the book for the Unknown card here and for the Vessel. So I am a bit curious. The meanings changed just slightly from traditional tarot. So here we have the Unknown. Reflection, reckoning, awakening. A chilling gust of wind knocks you out of your state of ecstasy. Whatever blooming happiness may have been left over from your recent enlightenment has faded into the unknown. You're unsure of what happens now or what comes next. You don't want to leave where you are, but the time has come to move on into the unknown again. The unknown symbolizes the exterior forces we encounter in our lives that push us in unfamiliar and sometimes unwanted directions. These unconscious trajectories propel us more than we often realize. The unknown will awaken you before you're ready, and so you must learn to move with it. It may not be the kind of awakening you would like, but it is sometimes what is necessary to move on. It is what creeps in on lonely nights and makes you question what you know to be true. This reckoning is meant to test you, but you will come out on the other side awakened and invigorated. So what you guys aren't seeing coming is there is some sort of judgment call coming into your life suddenly, right? Very similar to pile 2, although the feelings is a little bit different here. There has been likely something that has weighed heavily on your mind, perhaps maybe in this connection that you've been dealing with, right? And you've been feeling a sense of abandonment or feeling left out in the cold. And there's going to be something brought to light to your awareness that makes you realize, why have I been doing this to myself, in a sense, right? And what comes next is a sense of absolute pure inspiration. With the Six of Birds, this is not going to be necessarily the most comfortable process, right? Change is oftentimes very uncomfortable. And the Six of Swords in this particular deck is saying, you can see the one plane has run out of fuel, and it's about to go in for a crash landing here into that valley. And what the destination is, we do not know, and whether or not the pilot will make it out okay is also in the unknown, right? But what I'm sensing here is that you're going to start facing your fears as a result of this, right? And you're saying to yourself, ah, what the heck, right? What do I have to lose, right? If I'm already in this place of Five of Pentacles, if I already moved on from a situation, what's to hurt if I try to do something different, do something out of the ordinary, a little unorthodox, right? Maybe even kind of like midlife crisis kind of stuff, right? Where you're just like, I'm going to buy a new car and I'm going to get my hair done and change my identity, right? There may be something along those lines happening for you that you're not seeing coming, and it's going to help you discover yourself in a brand new light. I feel like you're going to feel so empowered after all of this. So I'm going to read out of the book for the Devil, or the Vessel here. Okay. So this card says, Complexities, Materialism. The glow of a peculiar vessel draws you in. Like a familiar embrace from a partner, you feel a radiating energy and edge closer towards it. It whistles a seductive song and you become fixated. All you can focus on is the vessel and it urges you to open it. Ignoring the inscriptions on the body, you remove the lid and everything around you goes dark. The most beautiful vessels can sometimes contain the most tragic stories. As humans, we all have problems that we don't show on the surface. We fill ourselves with things that distract us from reality. The vessel is much like a mask. It hides what is truly underneath. If this card has shown up, it's time to rein in your demons. Don't let materialism, addictions, and obsessions of this world cloud your brilliant light. It can be all too easy to get wrapped up in success that you start to lose touch with your soul. Even when the terrible is swallowing you whole, there is still a light found in others. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Very interesting. This process that you're going to go through that you're not seeing will likely be a very uncomfortable process, as I said. But it's going to help reveal an aspect of yourself that you didn't realize you had. And the process initially will be uncomfortable, but what comes after it is the part that's liberating. There's a brand new sense of inspiration. This vessel does in fact look very tantalizing, right? It's beautiful. But when you open it, what do you find, right? And maybe some of you will start to see some of the darker aspects of yourself, and you're going to start learning about who you truly are, right? And you're going to start embracing your shadow aspects, right? We all have beautiful light in us, but we also have some very dark aspects to us. Nobody is perfect. And I sense here that you're going to see a darker side of yourself that you weren't necessarily aware that you may have been carrying on, right? And with the Judgment card or the Unknown, it's bringing it to your awareness. What's really fascinating is after this awakening experience happens, you may choose to lose yourself in other things, right? Material things with the vessel here, because they're tantalizing. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not okay for you to explore the physical realm because we are physical beings, right? But if you do feel yourself caught in some sort of obsession, addiction, right, into the material world, it's time to take a look as to essentially why, right? And that makes a lot of sense because it may be coming from a place of lack of self-worth. However, I am picking up here that you're going to discover what this is in a very clear light. It's going to be in a very clear manner. The feeling is going to be uncomfortable at first, but once you like really wrap your head around it, you're going to see it in a new light. It's like, oh, this which I thought was a flaw of mine, or this which I thought was not good, is not exactly how I perceived it to be. There's a sense of like it's almost like you're looking in the mirror for the first time in a long time, and it's almost like you don't necessarily recognize the person who you are based off all the changes that you've been going through. And in addition to that, this new level of ascension, awakening, is going to help reveal yourself a little bit more. Like you're going to be able to see yourself a lot more clearly, and it's going to help empower you. It may seem a little bit uncomfortable at first, but what comes afterwards is actually going to be very beautiful. Like I sense a recognition of self on a brand new level. Like you're going to understand yourself in a brand new light is essentially what I'm picking up on. And there's nothing more beautiful than that, pile 3. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up the reading for what you don't see coming. If you guys felt this reading resonated, please do leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys. And of course, if you did enjoy the reading, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.